Okay, so I guess I'll do like a montage video because I already recorded putting in the 6-speed Baker. But Gilroy Indian 03 Spirit. Yeah, I think so, Spirit. So this is the second time this has done this. About, I don't know, 4 years ago or so, this bike chewed up a starter, busted the idler gear teeth off just like this one here. So this is stock dimension gear. It's actually Harley parts. Gilroy's use Harley spec parts. But what I'm doing this time, and here's the replacement armature with the bearings on it. I already pulled the bearings off the old one, but you can see they're the same. So where was I? Oh yeah. So you can order this automotive idler gear for Nip and Denso starters. It's not a Harley spec part, and it doesn't fit in the case like the old one does. See, they come up flush. So what I'm going to do here, I want more surface area of these teeth to try to prevent these from chipping off like that. So ordered a bigger gear. The bearing race here is different also. See, the automotive one's a little thicker. Same difference. It'll stick up above the case, so you can't use this one. Just use the old one. So what I'm going to do is put this on the mill and machine this down. I calculated 77 thou. So there's nothing in the casting that'll get in the way by reducing this, and this boss is currently about 160 off of this face down here. So I'm not going to do the full diameter. The bearing race is still going to sit at this height. I'm just going to take the outside part of this where the gear is going to ride and take that down 77 thou. The mesh on the Sprague right now, you can see, is about half of the gear or the wear point. So that's going to go in like this. So it's riding on the top part of the gear. By dropping it down, we'll be meshing with more of the gear tooth. Let me see if I can replicate. So one-handed. So you can see the edge of the smaller, or the wear mark on the or witness mark on the bigger gear where the smaller gear rides. And by using this other gear, we're picking up some more surface area. So hopefully this will break something else. So let me get the mill set up and go from there. Alright, one other point to mention I forgot. So here's the width of the idler gear on the old armature. You see it doesn't come all the way out to the end. Well, with the new gear being wider, it should or will, or at least get closer to the end of this gear to create more surface area there. The way this installs, because it installs in the case this way, I'm machining away from the bottom of this gear, so I'm not moving. The gear is not moving this direction, it's moving that direction. So it should mesh with just about to the end, of 77 thou. So more surface area on the armature too. Okay, bye. Alright, so here we go. So I tried to cut this with a boring bar the other day and did not get a good surface finish, so I was started to mess around grinding a drill bit and a high-speed steel drill bit, and that didn't work out that great. So I was starting to look for a busted end mill, and I did find one. The one end was still good, and it's a small diameter, so I started using half of that, or one flute off of it, so just taking small cuts, and I'm actually getting a pretty good result. So again, I'm taking the boss down 77 thousandths to accept that new gear. So here we go. Let me make sure I might have forgot to adjust for the next cut. Yeah, I did. So for now, I'm just going to cut it to the diameter that the boring bar was cutting to, and then I'll take a measurement and see where I got to go from there. Yeah, I was not having a good day. I dropped my test indicator. Luckily, I'd already centered that up, but busted that, so I'll find a new one of those and call Long Island to see if they had the part for the old one. Yeah, I love dropping $100 bills on the ground. Alright, where was I? Let's see. I should just load up on this cheap Chinese junk and call it good. Everything's good enough. So I'm looking about 862 ID, minor frame, yeah. I really want to lose my zero, but I guess I have to. Yeah, that's right about on. I just locked it down to measured ID here. It's fitting pretty good. I actually kind of like that. I'll do a fit check before I move this, 'cause I'm still centered over the shaft. I don't know if the battery's still good in this thing or not. So I'm just below the surface there. Let me grab a scale. Oh, there we go. So just below flush, so that'll miss the the rest of the starter body, I guess. So, and obviously it won't be installed in this position. This will be vertical, so you know, it won't be like resting on this or anything. It'll float on the pin. So, but that's what I needed to do. There we go. The armature fits in here. So that Gilroy mesh here, and then the Sprague for the drive over to the primary fits in here. So now I just got to clean all this out and start assembling. Okay. So I didn't start the camera because I didn't think that was going to work, but these screws were rhino lined in, so I got my impact driver. I can't find the right socket for it, so I had to cobble this together. So, but it worked. So what I do on these brushes, it's still in there. Yeah. So need a smaller pick. What I'm going to be doing is pushing the brushes back and then pulling the clip or the spring off to the side, and that'll hold them. That holds them out. Well, this one's a little different style. So, looking at the camera, which is away from the starter, but I pulled the spring off the side here and just let the pressure of it hold it out in that position. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other three, then I'll be able to drop the armature in there. Alright, now where are we? Okay. Alright, so I got the brushes out of the way. Pull the housing back off. Slide this through the camera. So what you don't want to happen is for the armature to fall back out, otherwise you got to do it all over again. All I did is push on the brushes, and that popped the spring back into place, and now it's contacting the armature. And as I mentioned, you don't want it to come apart now, or else you gotta do it all over again. So get my holes to line back up again. Because that brush plate doesn't necessarily index to the same spot. And now's a good time to look at, make sure you put the right one back in. So there's the old one. That'd be cool. Because you wouldn't notice it until you were, back at the bike. And happen to glance over and see it. I'm just snugging these up. I'm going to have to impact them again to finish tightening them up. So right now your long bolts aren't in here, so this can still fall apart, so you don't want that to happen. Okay, and then here's the housing that we machined that down for the gear, and we have the new gear here. Here's the Sprague. Work the Sprague down into the hole like get on in there. Okay. There we go. Some chain lube. So I use it because it sticks. I think we use white lithium at the factory. Don't forget this. You put it all back together and it'll just spin and say, what the heck, man? And don't forget this either. This goes on the end of the bendix here. Oh. Let's try it that way. Yeah, once you get these snugged up, you're good. So it won't come apart after that. These two. Make sure nothing's pinched. Only turns one way, so the Sprague's working. Cross your fingers. You should get pop and spin. Cool. Oh, that's a little warm. Alright, that part's done. One thing I didn't show that I did, and you gotta check it when you're doing this, is this bushing right here. This is the end of your jack shaft. So fit in, let me go get it. You want to check for extra play. Check for excessive play between this gear. So that's a pretty good fit right there. Here's the old one, and it, well, you're not gonna be able to tell, but you know, there's some wear in there. So better fit here, and I don't know if you can see down in there, but see the brass or whatever. So it was wearing. What I did, I just made an insert to go down in there and grab the bottom lip of it and pull it out with a slide hammer. But it is split, so if you're careful with the housing, you know, you could grab it and twist it or whatever, and deform it to get it out. Alright, you know, get over to the bike and then I'll turn it back on.